Hey, I'm Kev and welcome back to Ride 3, where last time out we took part in the Generation Battle. Now, we're riding the 3/4 litre 750cc 80s bikes. At the end of the 80 750cc bikes sat at the top of the tree, bikes with a muscular riding style which represented an important stage in motorbike technological development. These were real racing beasts which caged the power of their 4-stroke engine within cutting-edge frames. They were expensive bikes with a price tag which was however fully justified by the use of high-class materials such as magnesium and titanium. Precursors to the aerodynamic technology used on current bikes, they are still considered style and design masterpieces thanks to their lines and liveries, often cited in the colour schemes of newly designed bikes. This is going to be fun then. Let's see what we can do then over 4 events. And it looks like a championship at the end, is it? Or 750cc bikes at the North Side. But don't tell me we're going to have to do a full lap. Oh god. But first up it's Mulholland Riders as we go round the snake. And we have got a Suzuki GSX R750, or we can try out a Kawasaki ZX R750. We've got the upgraded Suzuki we could get, or the Yamaha FZR750R OW01. I mean, it's got the longest name. It has to be the best, doesn't it? And looking at it, it probably is. And look at that beautiful colour scheme as well. So here we go then. We haven't actually ridden many Yamahas from what I can remember as well. We've been riding quite a lot of Suzukis and Kawasaki's, but Yamahas, not a lot. So let's try out this beast. As this is old as me as well. That makes me feel old. As building on the success of the FZ series, the FZRC, which was launched in 1986 with a 400cc bike, and in 1987 the FZR1000 Genesis and the FZR750 Genesis were launched. Expressively created to compete with the Suzuki GSX-R and the Kawasaki ZX-R750, the FZR750R, also known as the OW01 or 01, was first presented to the world in 1989. Having been designed primarily for racing, it was very expensive and exclusive. The engine was completely new, and with the different angle of the cylinders in the bike could be made much more compact, and the wheelbase reduced. The OW01 produced 120 horsepower with a maximum torque of 70.6 Nm at 9,000 RPM. The engine could run up to 14,000 RPM. The design incorporated an aluminium data box frame, suspension and brakes with Brembo calipers. To satisfy the requirements for competing in the Superbike Championship, 1,000 units were produced. Even the exhaust was innovative. The EXUP system that Yamaha used improved delivery, increasing torque at the same time. There's lots of acronyms. At its debut, ridden by the famous Italian rider Fabrizio Pirovano, the OW01 finished the championship in 4th place, but the following year he managed 2nd place overall. In 1992, the 750R was replaced by the 750SP, a bike that was produced on a much larger scale and that never went to the OW02 Mocha, privilege granted to the R7 model in 1998. So we are getting ready for action in our 80s machines. As you may also notice, our rider looks a bit different. Finally decided to change his gears, so now he's got an obnoxious yellow helmet. Got some jeans, leather jacket, got some trendy shoes as well. As we've got a good start going there. Alongside the Suzuki. Trying to take 6th as we go through the tunnel of love. Tunnel of overtaking, hopefully. As here we go through the middle. And a bit wide. God's sake. Got too carried away there. As there's not much we can do with the setup either. The only things I've changed is the ride height, which is one from the left. That's a good dive for 4th. And then the gear which is all the way to the left because of this straight. As we get up to 3rd, and we're against 110% difficulty. Understate, it should be a good level for us, as 100% has been a bit low in the past. So getting elbow to elbow with this Suzuki, this is wonderful. And yep, there you go, Stitch gear tapping out. That's all, we get up into second, nice move. Just one rider to go. 1.4 ahead, they say. Just a bit closer now. And we have previously loved the 80s bikes because they're just planted, they're glued. They might have a bit of power behind them, but they'll always stick to the ground. Oh, that was a risk. I want to see if we could get away with it. Just about did. Which means we're still around 1.4 behind our leader. And so I can push this bike much harder than I can, say, a 1990s bike. Say that Kawasaki Ninja from the 1990s. I cannot push it as hard as I can push this bike. And that's why I love the 80s bikes. Got like an invincible sheen, it feels like, around them. Just comfortable to ride as well. As we're a second back, we're gaining. Just got to remember, some of these corners are very tight. Such as that one. But as I say that, you've got to be careful with the brakes, not being as good. So the brake with comfortably lots of time as well, and be careful getting on the power sometimes. Can't be too aggressive with the power. You've just got to be nice and smooth with the bike. Do something I love to do. I mean, yes, I do love the motocross, I do love the supercross, but on a track, on a surface, on a circuit, should I say? Nothing beats being a bit smooth. So we've lost time majorly in this last part. We've lost like a couple of seconds. Where's that come from? Let's get out of the final corner. We're 3 seconds back. Don't need to stop, should have been flat out. You might be losing second now. As they ride it very deep into that corner, just to hold on to seconds. So we've lost time to the leader again. At least he held on to where we were, and once again did not need to brake there. Could have been flat out, or close to flat out. So level with the lead in that first sector. But again, back to the areas where we gain time. As once again, did not need to brake there. Could have just lifted slightly. But this is gorgeous riding this bike. He'd probably need to upgrade this bike actually for the next race. If you want to continue racing at 110, or I can just lower it to 100. Which is more likely. No, saying that, no, we're gaining. Gained like a second. And then go fucking wide, you idiot. Let's look at the crowd again on the left hand side. All the locals coming out, bewildered in the car park, wondering what's happening. So there goes that second. There we go, gaining it back. At least you've got a gap behind 2/3. Let's always forget with that corner, you can be so much more aggressive than that. Because the engine braking works so well into that corner, you really do get hooked up. So once again, we're around a second back. This is a good challenge, I'll say that. So go nice and smooth on the power. Got to try and get early into those corners so you can get early on the power out of them. So that's a bit slow. Now this is our sector from hell, apparently. This is where we're going to lose time majorly again. Just in that straight nut, he's just got fucking nozzle something. Lost like half a second, just in a straight line. So it's a bit wide. Look, it's very wide in that final corner. So we cross the line, 2.2 back. I think we have a chance, actually. That's all that is flat, that opening corner. I think we can get closer from the middle sector. We're just a bit more brave. In the corners where we lifted or braked on the previous lap. I think we can get close enough to maybe have a little look. Make it interesting. Once again, did not do you dab the brakes there. Slight lift would have sufficed. As you can see, we've gained a second. Open sector. Right with the leader now. Already. So go on the power nice and early. Oh, we don't have to wait till that sector, do we? We could take the lead here. No, we don't have the straight line speed, do we? In the slipstream. But we do have the braking power if we're just patient here. And there we go, taking the lead. Bloody hell, this has been a workout, this race. We managed to halt them through the left as well. Killed the momentum. Because now it's flat out land. Can't do anything here, bud. It's also quite one-line-ish. Unless he wants to be brave. Doesn't sound like he does. Do love those couple of corners on this bike as well. You can treat that as just one corner, as you saw. It's got it nicely on the power. Maybe 110 is actually our level. And so once again did it way too early. But you can actually do that in the corner. But you can actually engine brake in it. Once again, I'm trying to do it on the entrance, which is just totally pointless. Because now we've got the 2-second lead. Not sure what to do with it. So once again, too early on the power. Got to be patient. That's also got us into the lead. And then we've also got to be cautious of this final sector though. It's still not won this race. It's still going right to the line. We can hear them gaining as well behind. Here we go, last couple of corners. Can we hold on? I mean, we've got the obnoxious helmet for a reason in these conditions, because we can blind our opponents behind. Better work. Didn't need to get down the first either there. Could have just been in second as we've got one corner to go. Oh, they're right in our tail. Go and get the braking right. As we go towards the line, do we hold on? We do! Yes! Oh, very happy with that victory. As go off to a successful start, 3 stars. I win by just half a second ahead of Ferry Yamaha. Look at that, sweet, the top 4. And you thought Mercedes was dominant in F1, or more relevant, KTM in motocross. As next up would be overtaking the Japanese on our Yamaha as advertised. So here we go then, got a minute and a half to do this. Let's go through them on the final corner. Bit wide, so we basically got almost a lap to do this. Past 8 riders. So we go nicely into the first corner. Through the second. Thanks for D-Down on the racing line. That's cost us like half a second maybe overall, as it's expected to run down into this right-hander. It's nicely on the power early. Well, all these riders were meant to be overtaken. They're way ahead of us. As I don't know why the track map's in the bottom right eye. I've switched it off. I have it off by default, but it's just showing. Annoyingly. Let's go around the outside 4-4. And there's 5. So there's a start. Got 20 seconds to pass 3 more though. I don't know where they are though. Where are they? Got that right. We've got 1 in front. It's got a bit wider in the final corner. And then the other one's right at the end of the straight. No! We're going to run out of time to even get this one in front, aren't we? I have no idea how you're meant to do that. Unless you just cut corners, I guess. As we get a star. Not the biggest fan of those type of challenges, though. As we got another track day. For God's shaking my fist at you. So we're overtaking Americans now around the Laguna Seca. And maybe it's time to tinker with the bike slightly. Only slightly. As we do upgrade the gearbox. Let's actually do this where we don't change the PP, but we upgrade the other stuff. So gearbox is one. I think suspension is the other that we can change, but it doesn't change the PP at all. So let's go to suspension. And see, improves handling. And then is there anything we can change on brakes? It doesn't change the PP. Yes. New brake lines. What about calipers? I expect that will change the PP. It will. What about brake pads? Oh, those brake pads don't. Let's get those. Then brake disc will, won't they? No, brake disc 1 won't. They increase braking power. So this is an interesting experiment then. Seeing if any of these changes improve the bike enough without changing the PP level. So we go get some new tyres. And I think that's it, isn't it? What about engine? Anything we change in engine increases PP, does it? No. New ECU? How about new air filter? Oh, air filter's a bit too much, race air filter. Improved air filter does, and then everything else does change PP level, I think. What about exhaust? My god, who would want that on the bike? Nope. Friction reduction does. Racing pistons. Racing rods. Crankshaft balancing, yeah. And valves tuning. Yeah, that all does as well. So there we go. Let's see how this beast handles. So once again, we basically got a lap to do all our overtaking. Once again, we've got to aim for 8. And let's see what this improved bike does. Perhaps the biggest advantage of changing all those components though is that we can do a bit more of setup now. So we've got the full suspension settings. So we've been able to get that how we like. We can treat the gear in a bit more. Thanks for sending us into the dirt. It's really first gear is the magic gear for getting these bikes into corners. So had to be hesitant on the power there. This is a bit better though around Laguna. Of course, a shorter track than Okayama. But they're coming thick and fast. Let's get more bonus time. So that's very cautious. We're going to get at least a star again, but I don't think we're going to get even 2 again. As well as a bit wide. Let's get a penalty of 2 seconds. Oh, actually 6 and 7 are right in front. Oh, and 8 as well, no! Gonna have to dive it. And 9! Come on, we can get 7 at least. Too late for 8 though. No, 8's right in front. But improvements on the bike did help, at least. Got 2 stars now instead of just 1. So next up, it's a night race round Macau. As we've just cooled down a bit after the stake, now it ramps up again. And because it's Macau, we're going to have to turn down the difficulty because I'm not good at 110% round here. Yeah, maybe 100 will do. So I'm looking down at our bike at night. Be interested to see how it goes then against our opponents. We're a bit lower than the snake, but then we're good round the snake. And that's a very good start up to Civ. Easy flat, that left-hand kink. I saw the blue riders a bit all over the place. And oh, do we want to go down our inside here in the right hand? Do we know the madness that happens? No, nice and cautious. And everyone survives nicely. So we've got a powerful toe. Why do they keep swinging from side to side? Let's go for the lead. First corner or bust. Or second corner, I guess, technically. Well, we're up to third. I'll take that for an opening, that. Now let's see if we remember what the Macau circuit's like. Not really. In that first part. We make it through. So we'll probably be looking to make our moves on the straight, so I'd imagine round it. Just want to follow the riders through this section. Especially as the leader's right in front of second. So I don't need to making any moves at the moment. We can just sit here. So that's a tight corner. Then we've got another tight corner coming, remember that. So a bit cautious there. Try and make the dive for second, not quite. Oh, remember the hairpin. Pretty good into that. And into that left-hander as well. Oh, sparks fly. So we grab second. Yeah, because they all go wide for some reason into there. And so we can just smack our helmet, lose our brain cells, and take the lead. Maybe 110 would actually be a good level round here. So units around the outside. Still got the outside of the Suzuki. It's all final corner time. It's trying to move over on us. What are you doing? Get a little nudge. As we cross the line. Level! Okay, maybe 100 is a good level then. Let's see how you back out of there. We just about get away going 100% though. But then they get the slipstream. No, don't be doing this. Oh, we hold it round the outside. How do we both survive that? Well, for sure we both go down. As well, where's this Yamaha come from? Mate, we're having a private battle here. What are you doing joining in? As we go past the dumpsters. And then they both dive bomb us. We'll take back second. Maybe this is our level then. I was just thinking it maybe wasn't. It's all easily down the inside. No. Should have put it down the inside there. But at least we've got someone to follow. So we get caught out by these corners. So I do love the improved turning with this bike now. With the upgrades. Opening up the setup. It's always tempted to make the move into that corner, but we're going to work out. How about into this corner? Getting a little look. Because I always run slightly wide on the exit as well. Makes a move into that corner tempting. And through the left. Oh, much better exit. So go into the hairpin. Just about got the lead. But this time we had the inside going into that corner. We forced them a bit even wider. So this time we can hold the lead. Maybe to the line. As we angle for the final lap. So I'll turn in slightly early. That'll make this helmet concave and actually go into a rider's head. God damn it, didn't have big enough balls to go flat out there. Should have. Definitely got to go flat out through this right-hander that's coming up. Definitely need a slight lift. Slight dab with the brakes. Maybe not dab with the brakes, just a slight lift it looks like. It sounds like we're pulling away. I don't hear any trouble behind. 2 seconds. Brake at 110 metres into that corner. That's ridiculous. Considering on some bikes it's closer to 200. They get past the ambulances. Don't need it on this occasion. Even with me controlling things. Sort of feared we're a bit too aggressive there going into those corners. That worked out. So going wide everywhere. Don't need to go down to first everywhere. Just into tight corners like these. Can hear them gaining as well behind. So it's that sloppy middle sector. It's amazing, you can remember the North Cipher. But I can't remember the middle sector of Macau. On how many occasions have we ridden around here now? Or driven round here in the past as well in, say, Race Room or Race 07? Or in mods in, say, Stock Car Extreme or Automobilista? Maybe as much as the North Cypher yet. Can remember all 100 odd corners of the North Cypher, but not in the middle of the sector of Macau. As we approach the final corner, I want to say 100 was the right there, but probably 105 was actually. So there we go, that's better. As we take the win by a couple of seconds. Good battle for second behind. Let's see who held on then. Let's give us the stars, all 5 of them. Oh, we like that. As we won by 5.6 in the end. Actually, yeah, maybe it was 105 or 110. But it's just so difficult to pass. I was expecting us to get stuck behind Rafael Yamaha a bit more. As finally, it is the full North Cypher. So after having tried this race once, we got by everyone in the first section. So, to make this a bit more of a challenge, let's go back to 110 difficulty. So here you go then. I will need help. Send it, please. Help. All of the help. Everything, as we've got 2 laps round there. Let's see what we can do then. Did not go wide in the first corner. That's a good start. Down the inside, back up to 8th. We there through the right-hander. So right in the tail of the Suzuki. So the rider in front's very slow as well. We just got to go through these bends behind that blue and yellow rider, who's been difficult previously. Not on this occasion, though. Easy boy. Round the outside, and we already lead. Are you kidding? Maybe they'll come back later in the lap. You never know. As I need to get it down to 4th there. You're just taking that in 5th, a slight lift. Let's go through this section. Now, do we go flat out at the next left, or do we lift? Let's stab the brakes. There's a bit of a jump there before as well. Get all the way down to 1st. That's such a weird corner. Seriously, I don't know where you got your data from, Mildstone, but this circuit's a bit weird. As we go uphill, 4 seconds ahead of everyone. And a bike that's got the bare minimum upgrades. Going to 110%, which is our level normally. Maybe not for the full North Cypher. We'll find out at the end of this lap, because you never know, they could come back in the second half of this lap. But in the first half, we're just easing away, just enjoying our time here. Let's go downhill. All the way through the right. Nicely on the power. Yes, now we go through miss, hit, curb, then almost run right, then miss. I don't know why the name keeps getting longer. Let's go through the left-hander. Hey, that section, it's so bumpy. It's like you're going over a pothole on the exit. And you have to be surprisingly gentle through this sector. If you get aggressive with it, you're ending up in the barrier, so you're a bit cautious there. That might allow them to catch up as well. It's easy flat through the left kink. They have gained a bit. Here comes the march for our fellow Yamaha. There's also looking at the entry list before this race. I thought I'd check it out, see what the PP levels. We've actually got a lower PP level compared to almost everyone else. It's one of the lowest. But just with the minimum upgrades, you seem to be performing at the level of 470, which is the PP level of the bikes behind. You might be losing out on the straights though. That's the only thing. So I thought I lifted a bit too early there, or too much, but you saw the exit of the corner, I was like, nah, that's just about right. Once again, thought I braked a bit too late into that corner. That was actually perfect. Now do we take the carousel as normal? Kind of bulging our rider's eyes out of his sockets there. And we've got the fast section coming up. Fast and flowing section as well. Marvellous to drive or ride. And they are gaining. 2.8 back. It can be very difficult to get right. Especially if you take a bit too much curb in one section leading into the other. As well, like that. As they go flying. Get away with it though. Then a double left. Then into the right. It's got... That's, what the hell? Okay, don't ride the curbs. They're not like flat curbs. Where the hell did those come from? Those potholes. Those landmines, aren't they? That's what they call them. When things look flat, or look like they won't unsettle the bike, but they just send you towards Mars or space. What that did there. So I'm surprised the rider behind isn't on our arse, as we've been dreadful in this section. And over the jump. That's all we've actually gained. 4.4 is the gap now. Maybe on the top difficulty, it would be. But then we've got this long straight where I think we're going to lose buckets of time, so let's see what happens. Let's go through mini carousel. But don't be deceived by its looks. It's just as mighty as the normal carousel. Not upsetting the car or bike if you run slightly wide. Get it slightly wrong. And so here we go. Full throttle. So he topped out at 160, I think it was, in America, around the snake. Let's see what it is round here then. He's trying to get into the 150s. We've got to go in all the way to the left as well. I know it's slightly uphill, but come on. This is not very impressive. Bike, I thought you could do better. Maybe downhill it would kind of speed up slightly. There you go, 153, 154, 154. As you just gently put the bike through the final sector. Through the final corner. I do hear a bike behind. Sounds like they has gained actually. Yeah, it's half the gap. So unfortunately, they're matching us in quite a lot of areas. It's just not enough, enough to make it a race. You must being quite cautious on this second lap. Because you don't want to mess it up now. You can hear them behind. And then we're dreadfully slow through that section. I don't know if it's just the downhill which catches them out. So you go over the footplats and sit. You can see we gained 1.6 seconds. I didn't need to get it down to 4th again. Just slight down with the brakes, down to 5th probably. Be the safest of all. rather than in that extreme measure. It is still wonderful being able to go around the North Side on a bike though. You don't often see that in games. So the last time I remember doing it was in Project Gotham Racing 4, I think. Yeah, because they had their version of the North Side, again, not the best, I would say, that version. But then it is an arcade game, Project Gotham Racing. It is one of the best arcade games I've ever played. Such good fun. Such annoyance as well when you're playing single player. Because the opponents in that game can be very annoying, from what I remember. And even though they had the kudos system as kind of their points payout, kind of how they judge you, you basically just had to finish first every race. Like you couldn't really make it up just through the difference in kudos handed out between first and second. That's the one thing that really kind of annoyed me as well, because coupled with the opponents being a bit annoying, so sometimes you couldn't win, but you couldn't make it up with the kudos as well, which is like doing drifts or just repeatedly overtaking the same back marker. Like I wish they handed out less between the positions and it rewarded you more for doing, you know, tricks and making clean passes and everything. Still, very good game, as I said, Project Gotham Racing 4, but that was one annoying thing about it. Me at least. But I might go back to that as well. Kind of demonstrate, because I do actually own that for the Xbox 360. And I've been going back to a couple of games, of course, Burnout Paradise, before Remastered came out. And there's definitely a couple of games this year I want to go back to and play through. And that might be one of them. Might just go back through all of the Burnouts. So I love that series. Absolutely love it. Even though Paradise, I don't love it as much as Revenge or 3, it was still pretty good. Still awesome amount of fun. Open world feels a bit sparse, I would say, compared to modern day now. But then if you think about it being developed a decade ago, you know, open world is actually pretty good. But there's still lots of things to do in that open world. Especially with the expansion as well of Big Surf Island and of the bikes. But again, the bikes was a bit disappointing because you basically just had time trials events for the bikes. Like, you didn't actually have them racing side by side, which would have been so cool, would have thought. But then that's why we have Ride, so we can do that. As we're 4 seconds in front, it's actually pretty similar to the last lap, isn't it? The gap's behind. But yeah, I wish Microsoft could revive that Project Gotham Racing. But I think we've seen the same of so many properties we love from the past, as once again that corner is just a clusterfuck. Oh, you think that about even the Colin McRae Rally series or a Richard Burns Rally series. We got Dirt Rally now back. And there's still G Rally, even though that's in early access, doesn't look like it's actually advanced quite a lot, unfortunately. Looking forward to Drift Simulator coming out though in March. I know it says coming soon now. It used to be March 29th, I think it was, but now it's got coming soon on the store page in Steam. I hope that doesn't mean a delay, because I'm actually looking forward to that. Trying it out. Seeing if I can be the best drifter ever. Probably not. I'm not really the best at anything, I'm finding. at least in games wise. I'm like very good at quite a few things, or decent at quite a few things, as you probably noticed on the channel, but the best at anything? No, upper echelon, not really up there, fortunately gaming wise. Let's go through last corner, onto the back straight. Come on, let's try and beat 154. We can do it, bike. Like on occasion, I could be very good at driving games or just racing games in general, bike games, but most of the time I'm average. All right. As we go down this back straight. Come on, we're not even breaking 150. Come on, downhill section. I'm gonna break 155. We can do it. No, 154 again. How disappointing. Did I that race up the difficulty? Didn't actually have a race. It turned into, again, like a time trial. As you could have measured our pace on the rider behind has crossed the line. 7:19.2. Wonder what it's like with the superbikes around there, how quick they go. Like the modern Kawasaki. Or the Norton. Stats for that bike is absolute filth. 9.9s across the board on that Norton, which got released in the latest bike pack. Has you get 9 stars. We're 2 seconds quicker, so if we did it extreme, it could actually be pretty close as we're 4 seconds ahead of the home hero. And that's our adventure on the 3 litre bikes over. Has you get 20 out of 23 stars. We're so close to achieving a goal. It's just the overtaking challenges. Well, I'll probably just upgrade the bike and then I'll try them later. But we do get the 1998 MV Augusta F4 750, 482 pp. And next time out, guess what we're going to be riding? As we go through the history and evolution of that bike in the special episode. And that'll be the end of Tier 2. Then we move on to Tier 3. We're getting there. It's going to be a bit of a grind, but we're going to get there through these levels. But we'll be a third of the way through, at least. And I'm definitely enjoying Ride 3 when we're kind of riding by ourselves. I'm enjoying riding the bikes. It's just, fortunately, opponents. So hopefully have more races like that around the North Cypher in the future. But thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.